Hello and welcome to another Zenfi tutorial. As you can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be going over how easy it can be for insurance companies to process claims that come through their inbox. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to try to make this as beginner friendly as possible. The first step to all Zenfi flows is a trigger. The trigger is what's going to start your flow. This can be a Google form submission, an email in your inbox, maybe a Trello submission. There's different options that you can choose from. For this example, we're going to be using the Gmail trigger, which is going to start the flow when a new email arrives. To be able to select the inbox, what you're going to do is create a new connection by clicking on the plus icon. This connection can be private or shared. After you click on authorize, you'll see your email here. And then we're going to have actions or steps. So this first one is going to be able to see the submission date. So this action is called current date and time. You can choose different formats depending on how you wish to save the information. We're going to be adding everything to a Zenfi table. Since there may be more than one claim attachment, we want to make sure we loop through all of them. So for that, we're going to be using a for each loop. Simply click on this chain icon, which is called a token picker. It allows us to insert data from previous steps, and you're easily able to select the collection of attachments by clicking on add token. The next step is the most important of this process. This is going to be able to help us run the AI model that we have created previously. All you have to do is select your AI model from the drop-down and select which document you want to process. So clicking on the token picker, you're going to see it as a suggestion here. Simply click add token. In Zenfi, there's a section here called AI models. You can easily create a new one. For this example, we're using the form processor, so all you have to do is click on create. And then you're going to be able to upload documents, whether that be a PDF, an image, etc. This is the example that I imported, and it's going to automatically find all of the different document properties. And then if you want to select a new one, simply click on the plus icon here, and the selected fields are going to be the ones that you're going to be able to see inside of your flow. To be able to use the model, simply click Save and Publish once you're done. And like I mentioned, the selected fields are going to be the ones that appear here in the output. If you wish to add any other fields, make sure you go back to your model and you add them from the document properties. You can also select tables and everything else. To be able to make sure each claim has its own unique number, I'm going to be using this action called Generate With to be able to give each of them its own ID. Then we're going to go ahead and email the requester that we have received their claim. So this action is called Send Gmail. Simply set up your connection to your Gmail account in the same way. Here you can indicate who's going to be receiving the email. In this case, I'm sending it to who the email came from. And you can edit the sender display name, the subject, and the body. Feel free to add any information needed here. I'm going to go ahead and upload the information to our Zenfi table. So as you can see, the table has different columns where we're going to be storing the extracted information as well as the date submitted from our first action and the status of the claim. And then the claim ID would go here. This action is called Create Record. You select the table and then choose which fields you want to add. And then to be able to add the information, for example, this one that says patient name, you would click on the token picker and open up the previous action where we extracted all of the information from the document. Now that we've added the information, we want to send it for approval to the claims department. This action is called Assign Task. It allows you to be able to change the outcomes that they can choose. You can add a name, a description, choose who's going to be receiving the email, and you can use the token picker to be able to add important information that they might need to be able to either approve or reject. So in this case, I've given them two options. They can either close the claim, meaning all of the information has been completed and they'll be reaching out to the customer, or they can indicate that information is missing, which will need to be sent to be able to fulfill the request. In the output of this action, there's also a space for comments, so they're easily able to add the information that is missing so you can notify the requester so that they can resubmit their form. Depending on what they chose, we can either go through the false or the true branch. So this action is called if condition. So here I've only added one clause. It's going to follow the true branch when the response outcome is equal to close claim. So we're going to go ahead and start by the false branch, meaning there's missing information. So what I'm going to do is update the status to missing paperwork. You can get the record ID here. If you ever see it in suggestions, that's usually the token you need to use. Since this one is a drop-down, I can simply select missing paperwork, and I'm going to go ahead and notify the patient. So once again, you can edit the subject, the body, the display name, and everything else. Here in missing information, I'm going to go ahead and add the comment. And then I've added the ID. That way they're able to process the request faster the next time they submit. And then we're going to go ahead and notify the patient that there's missing information. So once again, edit the body, the subject, display name, and then you can add the comment token to be able to indicate why it was rejected or what's missing. However, if it was true, we want to make sure we get the closing date when this request was fulfilled. We're going to change the status to closed, and then here I've added a space to be able to indicate when it was closed. And then we're going to notify the patient once again, saying that the claim was received correctly and they'll be contacted soon. All of the information is completed, and they can reach out if they have any questions. And we're going to go ahead and do a test run, so we're going to select the email. I went ahead and clicked on Start. Here is the email letting the user know that their claim has been received and it's being processed. If anything's missing, they will reach out. And then this would be the task that they would need to choose, either close the claim or add any missing information. Information has also been added to the Zenfi table. As we can see, the status is still open. And I'm going to click on Close Claim. And as you can see, it has closed the claim, updated the status, and notified the patient. And now if I refresh the table, it says received and closed. It added the date when it was closed. And here is the email indicating that everything has been received correctly. And that would be everything. As you can see, it can be very simple to be able to build a flow that can process all of these invoices, making it super easy for the claims department to be able to get more claims done in less time. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them down in the comments section. You'll also find a link in the description to book a free demo meeting. You can qualify for an extended trial or help with your first process. Thank you so much for watching.